Alright, so this is an example of a midline agroforestry row that I planted, and we use seed bombs in here. And what you'll see, what's still in here, because we already have been through a few levels of this. What we have here is Lucena, and we have China berry. China berry is going to be our medium-term emergent. This will come out at some point, but right now we're trying to drive it up through the canopy to get an emergent layer. Lucena is kind of a high, but it's also going to be swapping places with banana periodically. So as I thin the bananas, this will grow up. So I cut this back so that the bananas can have their space. They're kind of trading spaces. We've also got moringa in here that we use for biomass as well. I know a lot of people use it for, obviously for a nutritious crop. We grow way more than we need, so we just use it for biomass. And then here you'll see my intended species is the citrus. And this is a calamansi. I've got some ones growing in the woods that have been there forever, and we just dug up some little seedlings and some seeds and popped them in here. And citrus being a medium to maybe medium high strata crop, I want to have this growing underneath my China berries, which are up there. And the China berries we do plan to keep pruned. I have no intention of letting them go to seed or anything like that. The other one that we had in here is the silky oak. The silky oaks got clobbered by the storm, so that's why they're all lean that way, and they've been cut off and they're resprouting. But that's another timber crop and emergent medium-term biomass productive plant. There's a Lucena on the end that's been coppiced, and you can see there's pineapples underneath. We just added some little pineapples to this bed, so we've got ones that have been in for a while, and then we just added some little ones that we had in the nursery just to make space in the nursery. But you'll see what the seed bombs are doing is they're giving me options, and if we prune them correctly, they'll be out of the way of our crops, and they'll be protective and additive. So in the like right now we're coming through the winter. Sometimes, depending on where you're at, leaving these up, these can be basically your first line of defense against frost and cold. The frost settles on the China berry. If this thing dies back, it's not a big deal. If the frost settles on my bananas or my pineapples, that would be a little bit bigger of a deal. And then the other thing with the seed bombs is you can always add more. Like here's one. This is probably a seed that came up instead of a seedling. This little citrus in there. There's papayas coming up. I think there used to be a papaya tree over here, so there's just random seedlings popping up. But the idea is maintenance by pruning, management by pruning. So if you oversupply with vegetation, you have options and you have things you can cut. If you don't oversupply with vegetation, you have weeds. If something's going to grow there anyway. So you can, like in this case, I have these lines of canna lilies. I'm growing them there on purpose because I have that material to cut, and I can place it along this line for mulch, or I can place it around a mango tree over there if I want to. If I don't put something there, something else will grow there, and I'll have to maintain it anyway. So I might as well have something that I can understand and cut easily and manage in my own way. You'll notice that down this pathway, there's a lot of vegetation, bananas and things. So what's happened is I've gone through and thinned all these bananas, and I haven't come back and organized the material. The material is going to go either along this midline as mulch along the edge to protect the soil, or it's going to go around the mango trees. In this case, it's going to go along the edge because the mango trees don't need anything else. I've already had stuff raked over to them. We've got all of our junk from our hurricane cleanup we used around the mango trees. But hopefully that gives you another little explanation of the seed bomb. The seed bomb could be done a billion different ways, so don't take what I have here as the recipe. It's just an example. And it doesn't have to just be seeds, like here's a cassava that I thinned back, but we use cuttings as well. So I know it's kind of a lot, but hopefully that helps give you a little bit more information, and we'll see you next time.